Hey everybody, welcome to lesson 14 called Conditional Formatting. Let's start with an anticipatory set. In our last lesson, we learned how to use fonts, font colors, font sizes, and even bold, italic, and underline commands to make worksheets with lots of data easier to read. But did you know that there are even more ways that Excel can visualize data and make worksheets easier to understand? Excel has these things called conditional formatting presets that look like this, or this, or even this. And these things help you see trends or the bigger picture without reading through each and every cell in a spreadsheet. As you'll learn in this lesson, conditional formatting allows you to automatically apply formatting like colors, icons, and data bars to one or more cells based on the cell value. Before we begin the lesson, though, let's take a look at our desired result. You can see here that our essential question for this lesson is how can Excel help users identify patterns and trends just from examining raw information? By the end of this lesson, you should be able to use conditional formatting to visualize data and make worksheets easier to understand. Immediately following this slide, lesson 14 on conditional formatting will begin. During the lesson, take notes in a notebook or a Word document on understanding conditional formatting, creating and removing conditional formatting, and conditional formatting presets. Immediately following the lesson, look for 2 slides containing the lesson wrap-up.
You may already have some experience using charts and sparklines to visualize data in Excel. Conditional formatting offers yet another way to visualize your data using things like color coding based on the cell's value. In this example, I have the sales figures for a number of different salespeople, and I'd like to find out who's meeting or exceeding their monthly sales goal. Of course, we could just look at the numbers, but it might be easier if they were highlighted somehow, which we can do using a conditional formatting rule. First, select your data, then go to Conditional Formatting on the Home tab. Next, mouse over Highlight Cells rules, and in this case we're going to choose greater than. Now the sales goal for each person on this list is $4,000 per month. If we enter that number here, you can see in the background that any cell greater than 4,000 is being formatted automatically. If you want, you can even choose a different formatting option. Just click OK when you're done. As you can see, the formatted cells really stand out now, so we can easily tell who's met or exceeded their goal. Looks like August wasn't a very good month, for example, but September and October were much better. Next, let's take a look at some of the conditional formatting presets. We're just going to reselect our data and then go back to the conditional formatting command. You have 3 different types of presets to choose from: data bars, color scales, and icon sets. To learn more about each one, mouse over the options in the menu. Data bars are kind of like bar graphs. The higher the value, the longer the bar in the cell. Color scales, on the other hand, will change the background color based on the cell's value. Icon sets can be used to add different symbols, ratings, and indicators. And you have quite a few styles to choose from, depending on what you need. I think this one's especially easy to read. The icons will help us see which items are the highest, and also the lowest when compared to each other. We can also see which ones are about average. You might have noticed that the first rule we applied is still visible, the one that's changing the fill color for cells above 4,000. That's because Excel lets you have multiple conditional formatting rules at the same time, so you can highlight different things. To clear the current formatting rules, just select your cells, then go to Conditional Formatting, and mouse over the option that says Clear Rules. You can clear the selected cells or the entire sheet. In this case, though, I'd just like to remove the greater than 4,000 rule while keeping the rest of the icons. We can do that by going to Manage Rules instead. Here you'll find a list of all the rules that are currently applied to your cells. To remove one, just select the rule you want, then click Delete Rule, and click OK. Conditional formatting is a great tool for visualizing parts of your worksheet. So practice using some of the rules on your own and try combining them to see what they can tell you about your data.
Before you move on to the CYU activity, let's review this lesson's desired result. Remember, our essential question for this lesson is how can Excel help users identify patterns and trends just from examining raw information? Now that we've reached the end of this lesson, do you feel that you understand how to use conditional formatting to visualize data and make worksheets easier to understand? If you're still confused, go back and watch this lesson again. Congratulations, you've reached the end of Lesson 14, Conditional Formatting. To show that you've mastered this content, complete the Check Your Understanding activity just below this video. Be sure to upload your completed workbook here.